travel season. It's certainly upon us, and it's been kind of already a mess, especially if you're traveling to Europe. I mean, we've heard all about these cancellations and delays, and that's why we wanted to invite our travel expert, Angel Castellanos, joining us this morning. So you just returned from so many different places. I can't keep track of your travels, but I'm so happy that you're joining us right now. Good morning to you, Angel.
Thanks for having me, Netta. Good to be with you.
Oh, I love your Instagram. Like, just to see where you are, the views are incredible, and you have great advice. So tell us, first of all, where have you traveled recently, and what was your experience like?
Well, I've been to the Caribbean, to the Dominican Republic, to the Grand Cayman Islands. Ooh. I've spent time in Italy, and I was recently in London for the Queen's 70th Jubilee, the Platinum Jubilee.
Oh my goodness, yeah, I went to London after that and still saw a lot of the barricades were up. I mean, it was packed, right? That must have been wild.
Yeah, I've never seen more people, but that's really the story of Europe this summer. You know, the crowds are really sort of unprecedented, and travel has come roaring back, especially to the popular places like Italy and Paris and London and those cities.
I mean, I was shocked. We traveled to Greece for a friend's wedding, and the amount of people at these airports and the amount of delays and cancellations that I kept hearing about. It took one of our friends 4 days late to get back home. So that's how much he was delayed, stuck in Spain for a while, but at the airport, not like he got to go out and do anything fun. So what has that been like? What have you personally seen? I mean, did people run into a lot of problems?
Well, yeah. I mean, just today alone, there's over 1,400 delays in this country. I mean, airports like Newark airports are reporting double-digit cancellation and delays. So travelers certainly need to have patience and be aware of what's happening and really expect these crowds. So when you're thinking of summer travel, I think the first thing people should really consider is the day they're leaving. Usually, statistically speaking, midweek travel doesn't have as many delays and cancellations. And also that first flight is more than likely to take off than a flight later in the day.
Oh.
And avoiding OTAs, online travel agencies, booking direct with the airlines is absolutely key. That way you have a relationship with the airline. And the first thing I do once I book that airfare is I immediately download the app of the airline I'm flying on, and apps like FlightAware that give you really up-to-date information directly at your fingertips and on your phone.
I like that. So booking with the airline, not like the Travelocities and Expedias, not to call them out, but it's better to just go directly to them, get that app, right? It speeds things up at least.
Absolutely. We call those OTAs, and that really gives you a little bit more power, and it shows the airline you have a little bit more loyalty if that does count for something. And also, if there was a season ever to go carry-on, this summer is it. I know, I don't have a lot of credibility with people as a carry-on guy. Some people think the carry-on is for shoes alone, but with the shorting staffage that is happening and that is really trickling down to us travelers, that's one big frustration that travelers are reporting is the delay in luggage.
Angel, I'm so glad you mentioned this, because the bride and groom, like I said, we went to a wedding. The groom's whole suit that he spent all kinds of money on did not make it in time for the wedding. So the day of, he had to go buy an outfit in Greece, found a little town, and found a really nice looking suit. But still, I mean, he spent, a few $100s on something that never arrived.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. And with all these travel tips that we're sharing this morning and that I try to share on my Instagram, those are the little mistakes that we want to plan for and try to avoid. Some things are unavoidable. Weather, sometimes can be unavoidable, but it's those little things that can make travel better if we think ahead.
And I will say, for carry-on, we rolled our clothes into little burritos, so you can stuff a lot more than you think.
I love it. I'm a roller too. If you were raised in a Marine family, rolling really easily, and getting to the airport, of course, really does make a difference if you plan ahead. If you're there hours before time, nobody wants to spend time at the airport, but I found that airport lounges really kind of ease the sting out of delays and getting to the airport, 3 hours before your flight.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if that helps you get on that actual plane, it seems worth it. They usually have pretty good food and drinks in those lounges if you can get in one. And Angel, I wanted to ask you too, as far as why, obviously, do you feel like it's just the pent up effect? People miss it so much and now they're taken off?
It's really the perfect storm. It's a combination of what everyone is calling revenge travel
Oh,
and the super increase of demand, but also the staffing shortages that the airlines are really having across the board that are not only causing delays and cancellations, but that are even trickling down to baggage handlers and airport staff.
okay. Yeah, everyone's dealing with that. What's your advice if you're trying to book right now and prices are crazy? Should we wait? I mean, what's the best thing to do if it's just too expensive as you're searching?
I would set a Google alert as you're searching for
Okay.
flights. Google Flights is one of my go-to resources. I also cross-reference that with Skyscanner, and you can set alerts to where if you start to see the price go down wherever you feel comfortable, book that ticket. But you can expect that really prices have just sort of leveled up for the rest of 2022. So if you're flying really anywhere in the world, whether it's domestically or internationally, prices will be much higher.
Much higher because the demand is there. Angel, real quick, I know the COVID restrictions on your last legs, they were pretty much gone, right?
Yeah. Fortunately for us travelers, we don't have to take a COVID test to get into the United States anymore, which really matches the entrance requirements to other popular countries. So that becomes a whole lot easier. And I've noticed that on flights, especially international flights, the staff and the pilots do a nice job of reminding everyone we're still in a COVID situation.
Yeah.
So go ahead and wear a mask if you'd like to, and be fair to the people who make a choice.
Okay, check out Angel on his Instagram. It is really, really fun. I get a lot of travel envy, but I also learn a lot from you. So Angel_travels. Thanks for being on with us. A rare chance to get you on the end of one of your travels.
Well, next time I'll be on the road, so this is a rare opportunity.
I can't wait to hear all about it, Angel. Thank you so much. Great to see you.
Thanks, Netta. Happy travels.